Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. Hello, Santi. Welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast. Steve Capo here. I am your host. Santi, what did you ask me right away when I turned and looked at you?
Oh, I was like, what happened to your face?
Santi, I've lived off my looks for all these years, Santi. It's been so many years of just, I'm an influencer. Look at me. Look, sun exposure. You go out and you dermatologist stuff. I got beat up actually. I had a fight. We had a fight with one of the clients, and this is what happens. I lost. When you teach and you teach outside, you get exposed to the sun. You got to be careful. You take stuff off and all that stuff. But I live on my looks, Santi.
Microdermabrasion?
No, I haven't gotten a microdermabrasion. I think Maria has. Yeah, I've never gotten a microderm. I can't believe you know what that is.
Yeah.
How do you know what a microdermabrasion is?
I've had girlfriends and stuff. I don't know. I know
Boy,
girls.
I used to be very
really
high class girlfriends.
I've never think they've had it, but I used to be really into fashion and beauty and stuff. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I know it's weird, random. Now I dress like a bum.
We gotta talk about that. You wanted to be a fashion designer?
Yeah, I really like clothes and stuff for a while. But I was into a preppy style, like J. Crew, Banana Republic.
Okay,
classic.
Did you wear penny loafers and stuff like that? Remember those?
Not really. I wear sweater vests and a tie and
So what made you change? You were like,
I'm a bum. I don't care anymore. I don't know.
No, it was just a phase you were into.
No,
and you're
it wasn't like a phase. I don't know. I just got lazy.
Well, what got you out of fashion though? I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know. I think once I hit college, I didn't care about dressing up anymore. I just went to class.
Did you ever design anything?
No.
You never drew or anything like that?
I didn't really
So
draw.
you just liked clothes?
I was either going to be, I wanted to be a fashion designer, Formula One racer, or I was supposed to be an architect, but I didn't go to architecture school, even though I got in.
So wait a minute. You wanted to be a fashion designer, but you never drew anything?
No. I just like dressing people up. I wouldn't say I like to design my own stuff.
So you like to be kind of...
I'd rather, those...
how about a costume director or something like that?
Not the store, the show, Queer Eye for a Straight Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be those guys, and then they take some guy that looks like
sure.
he's, blue collar or white collar or whatever, blue collar, and then make him look like a gentleman. That was
the first one was good. Did you see the original too? The original Queer Eye?
Probably. I don't remember.
It was good.
Really old. The older ones are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I like the new ones too. The new ones were good. So I didn't know you wanted to.
I used to really want to be a fashion designer. Yeah. Why? You want to start a clothing line?
You want to talk about... did you see the documentary, the Abercrombie one, White Hot?
Yeah, I watched
right?
it. Yeah, they're This is so interesting that the phase is... I didn't even think it was a phase. It was just a normal thing that everyone liked Abercrombie. And then if you wore Hollister, it wasn't as cool.
Well, it became such a backlash. I didn't know all the history of all the... we're trailing off. We'll get to the podcast. We're having fun. I didn't know the whole history of... how exclusionary they were with work-wise. Listen, I don't disagree. When you listen, this is the two dichotomies of the whole thing. You have to hire for diversity, sure, for the right people for the job. Sure, you can't just say, listen, we're only hiring white people that are good looking, whatever. You can't do that. You can say, this is what we're selling. Yeah, everybody sells an image. When you see something on Vogue, sure, it doesn't have to be. If you wanted to, like Polo, if he's selling a certain image, this is what he sells.
Yeah.
If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Yeah. I'm not talking, the clothes and the look of the model, whatever. That's what people, I don't know, people look and that's what they want to sell. That's what they want. That's fine. But when you go behind the scenes and you're basically racist behind the scenes, you can't do that. Yeah. Right? But what I think they've done is they've gone the other way. And Abercrombie has been diverse now with the clothes and with outwardly models, and I don't think they have to do that. They just have to hire people that are diverse and are best for the job. But why are they doing it on both ends? I don't get it. It's not because the clothing brand started, right?
Do you feel like they're trying to stay afloat?
I think they are. I think they're trying to. I think they're kind of trying to float with the times instead of being. Abercrombie was always like years ago when it started in the 50s, that kind of rugged, like, cowboy thing. Now they're just trying to be diverse, and it doesn't make any sense. I think they're going to go out of business because they're trying to appease people. But that's not, like, it's like selling, it's like Louis Vuitton selling their bag, but saying, okay, now we're going to do a diversity bag. It doesn't make any sense. That's just their design. That's what they sell.
Not staying true to who they are.
Yeah,
right?
But there's nothing wrong with that. It's when you start to be racist behind the scenes that's totally wrong. Where they weren't giving shifts to certain. You can't do that. You got to give a shift to the best person. And if you want to say, listen, we're going to hire 4 models to just be out front today to do something, sure. But you can't like not hire whatever. But I think when you don't stay true to, the design of what you're doing, which it's like, again, it's like Tiffany's or something. I mean, they're iconic brands for a reason because of what they're selling, of the thing that they've sold, right? I mean, I don't know. But we got into fashion. So what was your favorite, who's your favorite fashion designer?
I don't know. I don't have I'm not like big on name brands. I just like, I don't know, clean cut style.
You said J. Crew, though.
I like J. Crew a lot. I used to really like Express, but then I was like, they're too... I don't know. I like J. Crew, Banana Republic. Okay. I like all fashion, but more so like the clean cut, preppy type of like...
So this...
The business casual type of like, maybe like a yacht, boat life type of look.
This is a perfect segue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to we were just talking over the schedule. I'm talking about marketing and selling, right?
Yeah.
Why did that reach you? And when do you remember the first time you saw a boat thing or marketing thing? What
for example.
So, what did you see? Yes.
So like now if I don't when I'm not teaching, I'm either wearing slippers in the winter or Sperry's all summer. That's all I do.
What kind of slippers, though? Uggs?
No, just like regular moccasin, like basic moccasins. Nothing too crazy anymore.
So no brand name?
No, it used to be Clark's, but then I just bought my whatever. Okay. I just have whatever now. I don't even care about name brands. But for Sperry's, I used to wear Sperry's every day in the summer or, when it's hot out. I don't wear sneakers. I don't wear anything. I just wear Sperry's everywhere. Sperry the boat shoes, like with no socks.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, what struck you first when you were a kid? Did you see an ad or did you see somebody wearing it?
I don't know. I would say like maybe the movies I watched, because I watched like Cruel Intentions, which had Ryan Phillippe, and they were all like preppy.
Yeah.
I used to be
Reese Witherspoon and all them.
Yeah. I used to be like a skater boy though, so I was like a mixture of both. I used to wear like baggy jeans and stuff. And then I changed from that to like more of a preppy look. And I used to watch, I don't know if you remember the show called The O.C. There was like a big
Orange County, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a very like surfery, type of vibe. Yeah.
So this is a great way to segue into marketing. So what do you think, if we talk about this, and I will bring in our commissioner director soon in a couple minutes because he's the leader of our marketing team, or our sales team. He's more of our sales leader. But why, like, for my first comment on that is it's just like influencers. It's all the same, right? Instead of it being on
visual.
TV now,
it's like visual.
Back then it's influencers was on TV. When they were smoking cigarettes in the 30s and 40s, everybody wanted to buy cigarettes. It's the same thing. Yeah. So when somebody on their Instagram is wearing something, people buy it because it's the same thing. The Kardashians, why? I mean, they sell so much. It's crazy. They're huge. I mean, Charli D'Amelio from TikTok, she's got 140 million followers. Yeah. She's doing ads left and right. The people will buy it because it's same. It's the influencer thing.
They see them buy it. They think it's cool.
But because of technology, what do you think will be the only thing that is left? You buy your moccasins. You don't know, but give me the process specifically of how you buy your moccasins.
Oh, so if I want moccasins, I'll look up like the kind I like. Depends on like if they have. Like,
do you just search moccasin?
I would probably first, because I really like the Clark ones at first, so I would type Clark's ones, and then if I find them in my size and on sale, then I'll get them. If they're not on sale, then I'll look at other ones.
Okay, that's all, because my point is the way technology is going, the way voice apps are going.
Just like
if you don't
Siri.
Say the brand, it's
over.
They're going to bring you whatever you want.
Pays for the top, right?
Correct. So if you don't, so if I want a burger and I say, Siri, get me a burger, they're going to give me whatever they pick, whoever paid for that spot.
Yeah.
So that's why brand is going to be everything. You're not going to be, these kids are talking into the voice app now on the phone when they're 5. They're not even going to be realizing, what, you type something? You're not going to be typing anything anymore. The kids are just going to be like, hey, get me that new toy from Toys R Us or whatever. That's out of business, but get me the new toy from Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So brand is everything.
Yep.
So if we are on the Alexa app or any of the Google Homes and they don't ask for a Strand tennis lesson, they're going to pick any lesson that is given to them.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. So brand is everything now. Everything else is commoditized. Like, again, I can't even, the Google searches are going to be useless eventually. Yeah. It's going to be, you're going to say it, they're going to give it to you, and that's it. So, and I that's why I was just trying to analyze what you're typing in. So you're typing in a brand name.
Yeah, you're typing,
You wouldn't even just, like,
How long do you think that'll take? Because I feel like people like my age and your age are still going to want certain types. Like, we'll say it, but we won't, like, we're not automated. Like these kids, once the kids are older, they'll just say it in the phone, right?
Well, it's happening now, but when does it become critical mass? Like, so the refrigerators are smart now, right? They'll know when you're out of milk. They'll order it for you. It's creepy, right? Yeah. But that won't be. I think again, you'll sacrifice the creepiness for convenience. You'd just be like, who cares?
They already know everything anyway.
They know everything. They're listening to everything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the tracking part with the Facebook thing has been a big deal.
Yeah.
But
can we even really stop it? No.
No, you can get rid of the phone. You can do that. You can get rid of all that stuff if you want
to. Who's get rid of the phone?
Hey, Alex. How are you? See, this is a live show. People come in and go, oop. Yeah. People are doing things. So brand is the only thing that you have.
Yeah.
If you don't really create a brand, you're just going to be informationed out.
Okay.
I think, what do I think it's going to happen? I talked to the Alexa voice app people, and they are selling ad space, right? Yeah, and I said, well, I want a 10-year solid contract at a fixed price.
Okay.
They wouldn't do it.
Of course not. Because the price is going to go up.
It's going to go up like crazy. I said, I want to be number one.
Yeah.
Or I think it was number 1 or 2 on the search for tennis in this 30-mile radius, whatever it is. But I want the contract for 10 years.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that. So I said, well, it's not there yet. Maybe I'll wait and start doing it in 2 years. But I think it's going to happen quicker than you think. And really, as I'm hitting mics and banging things, really, it's tough, though, because how much you think that we sell. How much is sold online now after all this pandemic stuff?
Sold online what? What do you mean?
Online commerce, e-commerce. How much is it of...
Oh, billions and billions.
But percentage, out of 100%, brick and mortar and e-commerce, how much you think?
I would say at least 75%.
No?
It's
still
more?
Not. Before the pandemic, it was only like 12%.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone
I feel
up
like
a
everyone
lot.
buys.
No.
Everyone buys stuff.
No, they don't.
Really?
People
still
go to
store and touch
stores.
stuff?
They still do.
Yeah.
So it's not as much. I mean, it's pushed like crazy. I think I don't know the number. It's definitely over 50% now, but it's not 75%.
I think it's because of the age groups as well. Like older people like to go and touch stuff. And then younger people like to just automatically order it online.
I think so too. And there's still big box stores like Walmart that are very popular.
It's a lot cheaper
that people go to.
And it's like instant gratification because if you can find it, you just get it.
I think so. So how do you build a brand?
That's a good question. Do you feel like we're building a brand or you're building a brand over the years?
I think it takes a long time. Like, think about, we're nothing like, you think about names like Nike and Tiffany and...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you think about Apple, you think about Polo, you think about all of these things. That's years and years of branding. And it's years of creating there's got to be a quality of the product too, right? Nike, how did they did it by promotion, but what they did was they got the biggest athlete. Well, what happened in the beginning?
Okay.
You want to start with Nike. Read Shoe Dog, Phil Knight's book. It's great.
Shoe Dog.
Adidas was number 1.
Oh, were they?
And they were two brothers. They were German.
Okay.
And they started to fight. And they fight with each other. And one of the other brothers started Puma in the process. They were.
Oh, okay.
And in that process of them fighting, Nike slipped in there because they were having problems. In other words.
Yeah.
So, but Nike, you know, I mean, between Just Do It and all that promotion, but in a perfect way, why is Amazon, you know, it's the same thing. It's all marketing and advertising.
Yeah.
Think about what became the biggest company in the world is Amazon. What was one of the biggest platforms in the beginning in the 90s, probably around 2000s, somewhere around 90s, I think. One of the biggest ad spaces, now it's like Instagram swipe up ads and TikTok ads and Facebook, was Google AdWords. That was a big advertising.
So is that like when you search stuff?
Remember when you search and on the side it would be like, hey, buy a watch, and it was a Google AdWords ad. You click on it, you own those words. Say I own the word tennis. And if you clicked on it, it would go to my site.
Oh, okay.
It's called Google AdWords, and you own that word. So my ad said, hey, come to Strand Tennis, and I own the word tennis for 5 cents a click. It would cost me 5 cents a click if people clicked on it.
That's crazy.
Amazon was the biggest buyer of Google AdWords back then.
That's smart.
They spent, I don't know, enormous amount of money on Google AdWords, and now they're one of the biggest companies in the world. Nike, tons on television in the 80s and 90s, right? Yeah. Great athletes. How about, you know, Michael Jordan and Spike Lee and all those ads, right?
Yep.
So now, what we're trying to do, like any other company, is create a brand online.
Okay.
So you do TikTok.
Right,
you do Facebook. You do Instagram. You do all of those things. You do a podcast, right?
Yep.
Because the podcast, we don't talk about, hey, come to Strand Tennis, but we're talking about tennis, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll come. Yeah. But you never want to. And
We've
the key
never
to,
said that.
We've
never said.
Yeah, we never say that because the key to it is like the bottom. Well, so there's two differences between sales and branding, right? There's sales where I go, hey, come to the club, and this is the prices, and please come. You'll love the lesson. And branding is when we just talk about it and never offer a transaction.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
you're like building an image.
Correct.
Branding is building an image. Yeah.
I like branding more than sales, but they're both necessary, right? Because we have to sell.
Right.
But I really think with this podcast, the key to selling is really branding.
Right.
You've got to create a brand because this is like my mentality. I'm not really like, please, call me. It's like a relationship. Please call me back. I'm not like that. This is who we are. This is who I am. We like what we do.
Yeah.
If you want to come, give us a call.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Right.
But you also have to realize how much information is out there. If you're not heard to say, hey, how are you? No one can have a chance to see who you are. So you need to create content, information. Because you know how much content there. I forget the thing between between the beginning of time and 1990. I can't remember what year it was.
Right.
All the content produced between the beginning of time and I think maybe it was 2000. I can't remember. Has been doubled and tripled each year for the last 20 years.
That's insane.
So think about it. At the beginning of time, Chris would love this. Till 2000. All this content that has been created has been doubled and tripled each year for the last 21, 22 years. Something like that. It's insane.
Yeah.
There's just too much information.
Well, it's like the new wave age of advertising, right? It's not, we don't advertise like they used to back in the 60s and 70s. Nobody watches TV as much as they used to.
I think it's the same advertising, just different platform.
It's different platform.
Just a different platform.
It's the same,
It's the same thing. Like we said, just smoking a cigarette in the 40s and 50s, everybody wanted to be like Clark Gable and Cary Grant, and they gave him a cigarette and say, make it a Marlboro and we'll sell it. It's just like, again, the Kardashians wearing something. It's just like somebody wearing all this yoga stuff and all these things on their...
Lulus. Everybody's
all that
Lulus,
stuff. All their information. So, I mean, that's how it's sold now. Instagram influencers are huge, even on a small level. Even if you can get 20 influencers that got 3,000 followers in your local community. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for, I have to get the $20 million, 20 million follower person. You can't get them.
You can't afford them anyway.
You can't get them anyways.
Yeah.
And you don't want them because if you're a regional place like we are, what's the point of us having, I don't know, what's his name? The boxer. He's the dude who's huge. You know, he's...
McGregor?
No, not McGregor. Knocking guys out. The white guy.
I don't know.
What's his name? Oh, my God.
Boxer?
Oh, my God. Who killing me?
MMA or just a boxer?
I think he's MMA, isn't he? Or is he boxing? Well, he's on pay-per-view. Knocked the guy. They said it was fake. He knocked him out.
Jake
Paul.
Yeah, that
like, he's huge, right? Huge. Like...
YouTube star turned
imagine
boxer.
us trying to get Jake Paul to do a Strand ad. Like, what's the point of that? It's the wrong...
$100,000 just for 30 seconds or something.
Is that what it is?
Probably. I'm just guessing.
I don't know. Charlie D'Amelio is getting, I don't know how much a post. It's insane. 140 mil. It's insane.
She's making 140 mil.
Oh, no, 140 million followers.
I was like, oh, that's
140 mil. So...
Want Chris to jump in?
No, not yet. No. Chris can be patient. He can be patient. So, really, you have to have a kind of a two-pronged strategy, right? You're going to do a lot of branding. I would say, to me, the way I like to see it, I like to do 80% branding.
Yeah.
You're branding. You're talking about the club. You're not selling. Like we do our TikTok ads. What do? We don't do ads. We just do tips.
Yeah.
Just to people tips. Oh, that's cool. And all of a sudden you get all these followers because people like the stuff.
Funny?
How many questions I get? Where do you play? Where's this club? Yeah. And you don't even tell them. You tell them, but you answer them after.
When we do the lives, everyone always asks, "Where are you guys? I want to come play there. Looks so fun." And I'm like, well, we're located in Chattanooga, New Jersey. And they're like, oh, I live across the world.
I'm in Malaysia.
Yeah, I'm like,
let's do a remote lesson, but that's okay.
Yeah, but some of them visit New York. So I'm like, if ever you're in the New York City area, you can come visit the Strand. We're not that far.
But TikTok's great because TikTok is not really based. Like, you go on Instagram, you have followers.
Yeah.
They're in your feed.
Right.
But TikTok has got a For You page. You don't have your followers in there. It's random to what you're interested in. So if you like tennis and you're local to the area, it's going to feed that to you.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing. I mean, it's advertising inside. So if somebody lives 2 towns over and they love tennis and they're on TikTok, we're going to be on there for you. How many kids that we teach outside? Oh, you're on my For You page. You're on my For You page. That's better than anything.
Yeah.
Because it's based on your interest.
Yeah.
Not based on the followers.
Right.
So the follower content is not as important on TikTok because it's based on interest.
Yeah.
Because I'll get stuff on my For You page that I don't follow the people.
Yeah.
You would never get that on Instagram.
I just get cute girls.
Yeah. Santi. And you hold for too long and they know. You watch it for an extra 20 seconds.
Really?
Santi.
They know?
That's what happens.
That's creepy.
If you scroll up, look at Chris. It's like, if you scroll up and you hold on the picture and just watch it for an extra 5 seconds, they're going to feed it to you again. You got to swip right by quick. Yeah,
that's all right. I don't want it.
They'll know. They'll feed you again.
Oh, interesting.
That's the whole point. Is how it's not just whether. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for that. That's our commissioner, creating noise and disturbance. So it's not whether you like something or comment on it.
Right.
It's how long you hold on it.
Interesting.
And you think, oh, I'm just snooping around here. Nobody knows. They know.
Yeah.
The algorithm is that smart. It feeds you the wormhole.
It makes sense.
It'll just be like, you're there an extra 7 seconds.
How long you watch this video? You must like this type of stuff. We don't even know what this video is about, but you like it. Yeah.
How many kids on our TikTok go, I didn't really like it, but I'm just commenting to get the algorithm to feed me more?
Interesting.
They say that all the time.
Okay.
They do that because of the comment, sure.
Yeah.
But so back, this is good stuff. So back to branding. I think branding is much more important because I'm not a super aggressive out there person going, I'm not very desperate. So in other words, to me, sales is very important though. Sales is, and this is what we'll bring Chris in. Sales is very important.
Yeah.
It's necessary. If you don't have sales, you don't have a business.
Right.
But you don't want to hit them over the head with a sledgehammer.
Right.
People hate that shit. it's like old school
annoying.
car salesman stuff.
Yeah, it's like annoying. Like if you keep asking them, like in terms of sales, like like the people that go door to door back in the day selling Rubbermaid or whatever, or like the beauty products lady. It's kind of like back then that used to be like work, but now it's just like annoying. You know what I mean?
So think about what is a better way to sell something? What's easier? If someone comes in and calls the club and walks in, is that really even a sale? That's just a facilitation.
Yeah.
When somebody comes in, I want a lesson. Yeah. Is that really a sale? What's going on with it?
Yeah.
Getting angry. Got a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of action.
Okay.
You probably won't even hear it on the mic. But there's a zoo across the street. That is really a facilitation. When you take a phone call, people go, "I want a lesson." I don't know if that. Do you think that's sales?
No, they already know they want something.
Yeah.
So you're not selling, you're just putting puzzle pieces together and giving them what they want. And then afterwards, after they come in and they enjoy it, then you can add on more lessons, etc. to their, then you sell, because then you're making them come back, or you're getting them to come back, repeat customers, and that's, given the different options of what they can do.
Yes.
Those are more sales.
So I guess getting someone in.
Something else got them in, like social media.
Correct.
Or videos they watched.
Mostly,
or a friend.
sometimes usually friends.
Yeah, friends, word of mouth.
Usually friends. Sometimes you rarely. And Chris, come on over. We'll give Chris a little time. Give Chris a little time.
Quick pause.
Quick pause. Sorry. Quick pause because we have technical difficulties. So we brought in our guru. We were going to bring you in anyways, but we brought you in now, Chris. So we were discussing, this is a sales and marketing, but really a discussion between branding and sales. So you were talking about when somebody makes a phone call, right, Santi? They take the call, they get the lesson. That's not really sales. Would you consider that sales or facilitation, Chris?
I guess I would consider it facilitation, but the way that you handle that initial phone call counts for a lot. So you have to sort of make the person know that you care or you're interested right away. So in a way, you're laying the groundwork for a future sale. That's how I look at it. Like if somebody calls up and they say, "Hey, I want to book a lesson," and I say, "Okay, what time?" and they say this time, and they take it. Okay, that's not really sales. But if we talk, "Hey, listen, tell me more about yourself." I find out, your kid plays at this school, and I get the person talking for a little bit. I don't have to actually sell them on anything yet, but later on, the groundwork has been laid.
So you're creating rapport.
Right.
Creating a situation where they feel comfortable. You discuss, you don't talk about the product yet. You're just trying to talk about, where they're from, what's going on. Because I think it's easier to talk about where they're from and who they are and who their kids are, how the level is, because they've called. So they are on that other end. We rarely do. We don't do any sales calls here. I don't think.
Like a cold call?
We don't do any cold calls, right?
No, we don't.
We don't do any cold. And I'm trying to think back when I started from the beginning. I don't think I ever did a cold call. I think it was one of those things. I could never. That's a hard business to be in because I hate cold calls, right? So yeah. my number one thing is to take me off this list. And this is another sidebar. Do you think they know that I'm in the car? Because the phone's moving. Every time I get in the car, I get a sales call, a spam call. Do you think they know that there's a GPS? I'm like so crazy about this search. Do you think they know there's a GPS on the phone, and when it moves, they go, "Oh, he's in the car. He's available to speak"?
Maybe.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
I'm just freaking out about it. I'm just like, they just
I'm
know
not
everything.
So sure.
They know everything. They know where I am. They know where I'm driving to.
I mean, I think this is also a generational thing too. Like, I don't know about you, Santi. Like, I don't answer my phone.
What?
Okay, if you call me, I'll answer. But you know what I mean? If it's a number.
Yeah, you said that about the boss. I'll answer.
But if it's a number I don't know, it's not saved in my phone, I'll never, ever pick it up.
No, what I'm saying is
the first time.
My phone service says spam.
Right.
It'll say on it, so I just decline it. So what I'm saying is I'll never answer a phone call I don't know either, but it's obviously spam because it says it's spam.
Right.
Does it say spam on yours too?
Yeah, it says spam.
Okay. So it's just a side note. I was just curious.
Spam risk, it says.
Spam, yeah, you're right. Spam risk. That's
Like,
funny.
there's still an outside chance. You can still answer.
It could be your brother. Spam. That's so funny. It's a spam risk. It's at your own risk if you answer this. So back then, I'm trying to think. There was never a sales call because I played tennis in college. I started teaching at a club. You meet people internally. They start to like what you're doing, and they tell 3 friends, and they become your salespeople, and then it builds from there.
Yeah.
And then you get their phone numbers, and you continue to reach out to them because they'll say, oh, what's the schedule and things like that. I don't think there's ever been a cold call. So we were discussing between branding and sales.
Right.
So where do you think the most important part, and Santi, you can think about this too, of the branding comes? And I was saying I think it's hugely important branding. I like it. We have to do sales, but I like it as well. Is my phone on? Sorry about that, everybody. But where do you think our most important branding comes? Where and when at this club? Where does the branding part of the Strand come?
I think the branding part in general, I think it comes from your social media presence for sure. But I think it also comes from... It comes from the high school classes, I would say. I think that's where, a lot of people, they go looking for things for their kids first, right? And then maybe they take some lessons themselves, and the word of mouth gets out that way. I usually think it tends to come from the kids. Maybe the high school kids are the ones who are going to talk about it or compare clubs a little bit more and become very attached to one.
Correct.
I think that's usually how it is.
I think we're saying the same thing because I was thinking the same thing. The branding comes on the court. So how the lesson is, how the drill is, how the clinic is, creates the brand. If you bring somebody in, you're terrible, that's your brand. It's like going to a restaurant and you hate it, everybody hates it, that's the brand you create. You create a brand like Tiffany making jewelry, like Louis Vuitton making a bag. It's the product. So the brand has got to be a great product you create. So all the social media stuff can be great, but if it feeds into people and our product sucks, then we're in trouble. So the brand starts with the quality of the product. Then all this stuff where we do a podcast, talk about things, and hopefully you'll notice it. And if you come to the club, that's great. If not, that's where the branding part is. We're just presenting good stuff, and if you like it, that's great. Now, there is a sales part, which we have to do, right? You've got to, like we were talking, we're looking at the schedule, like we need to do this, this, and this. Who do we offer this to, right? And I think, because we used to have this argument with other pros that weren't as, I guess the lack of a better word, understanding to the part of sales. And if you create enough of a brand, you have to look at it the other way. You have an opportunity to give someone a lesson or something that they want, and you're going to share that with them and say, hey, this is open today. I think we've created enough of a brand that they like, wow, I appreciate that text, or I appreciate that notification.
Right.
We used to get opinions from people saying, oh, why are you bothering people and reaching out to them? No, I said, it's not like I'm reaching out to somebody. I've met him for 5 seconds, and I'm going to text them 20 times.
Right.
Those are spams. Those are being bothered. Those are the same things like the robo-texts when I go to those, boutique fitness places, and I just go to check, like I told you, and I go to the fitness thing. I don't even get the relationship with the person giving me the service. I get a robo-text from the company, which makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. You got to establish a relationship with the person you're working with. So once you establish that brand, you can say, we can do all that sales stuff because we're actually exchanging value. Wait, I have an opening here. This person's been here for years. They love the place. Let's offer it to them.
Right.
I mean, that's how I see it. I don't know how you would see it.
No, I think that makes sense. I think that you ask for the lesson as little as possible. I think you say, like, I have this open. That's what I always do. I say, I could do it this time or this time. Here's what I have this week. You phrase it like that. It's like you're not not saying, hey, I really need somebody like at 12 o'clock today, please like answer. Like you don't want to sound desperate.
Like
but,
Swingers,
right?
John Favreau. I just have to call you. I just got to explain to you that I. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, exactly. I mean, it's like, it's you have to already be on the same page. Like you have to know the person is into it.
And that
unlike John Favreau,
and that creates a relationship. We've created a brand. They like the lesson. You create a relationship. You create a rapport, and it's almost giving them something that they want. But that takes a long time. It's when people try to sell you too quick. It's when people try to. That's why the word sales gets a bad word, because there's always a few people, there's a lot of people that make it bad. They're always selling you too quick. They're always, you have how many finance people come in here and go, my kid wants a lesson. And then in 3 seconds, it's like, who does your financial report? I'm like, what? Like, that's so transparent. I'd rather have you come up here and go, listen, who does your financial planning?
right?
Just be transparent about the whole thing. It would be like, I don't know, I don't know. Be like, I wouldn't even know how to do it that way. If you're going to sell, how would you sell a tennis lesson? Let's do this as a test. How would you sell a tennis lesson, cheap or cheesy, how would you sell somebody really bad? Like, I mean, I'm saying like you're walking into a facility. So we're walking in somewhere and trying to sell a tennis lesson. How the hell would you do that? Like going door to door selling tennis lessons? Like how would you?
Yeah, I mean,
will you knock on someone's door?
Well, a guy came in here today, and he's just like, yeah, who, these mats in the front, like the welcome mats? He's like, I'm just like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, can I talk to the manager? I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, who vacuums your mats? I'm like, listen, we're not the business. We're not looking to switch, vacuum crew, cleaning crews. Sorry. But it's kind of funny. The guy who just walks in out of nowhere, he's got forget about sales. He's just blatantly offering it. It's like that.
That is tough to do.
But here's where I'm going to maybe disagree with you a little bit, because I think you don't want to sell too quickly, but it's also the first impression is by far the most important thing.
Okay.
I was talking, Tom Holliday.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about the importance of first impressions in like a job interview, for example, but just in any situation really. And he said in the first few seconds that I meet you, I'm going to either have a negative impression or a positive impression. And then for the next several minutes after that, I'm going to look for things to confirm my initial impression. So if I come in like that guy with the mats today and the vacuums, I mean, my immediate impression of this guy was negative. I immediately didn't like this guy, wanted him to leave right away.
Okay.
So if he had stayed for another 10 minutes, then I would have wanted him to leave even more, and I would have been looking for more reasons why, man, this guy, not only is his presence like bothering me, but he smells, and, I don't like the way he talks, and, whatever. Like, I'll come up with other reasons. But, somebody comes in, like, frankly, the guy who does that job right now, when he came in, he made a great first impression, and everything since then, I'm like, oh yeah, here's another reason why I like this guy, So I try to think about
a little confirmation bias. You're trying to you will confirm what you. If you think you like this person, you'll confirm a lot of things about it.
Well, it's the same reason why when you buy a car, you always are looking for, right? You're looking for reasons to say, I made the right decision.
Correct.
Right? No one wants to spend, $20,000, $30,000 on a car or more and say, wow, like here's all the reasons why this sucks,
Yeah, you want to defend your decision, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, that we talked about that, Santi, about human resources and hiring. You hire and make a mistake, you don't want to admit that mistake. You want to confirm, no, and then that's where you have to bite the bullet and make a quick decision. So how much branding do we do and how much sales do you think we do, percentage-wise?
I would say mostly branding, probably. Mostly branding. The sales side of it, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it is word of mouth.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of it sells itself to some extent. The interesting thing is, to me, a lot of times getting the right person, there's certain people who they'll just tell all their friends. That's what they'll do. And
They're called connectors. Yeah.
Right, connectors. Sorry, excuse me.
Sorry. Pardon me.
Called connectors,
you didn't read
idiot.
Gladwell's book. Jesus Christ.
So these connectors, they'll bring in like 20 people. It's amazing, and then the guy who brought the connector in, that's the only person he ever brought.
Repeat that 1,000 times. Steve, I found another connector. Double down.
Oh God.
Okay, good.
No, I think that's it. I think you've had enough.
I think you've had enough. This is great. But Chris is actually, I brought him on, he's our best salesperson we have. Seriously, he teaches. He's an unbelievable salesperson, and I mean that with affection, not because he's selling people, but he naturally has a way of creating incredible programs. He has an idea. What he does is he doesn't create something out of thin air. He senses what people like. He's a great listener. He senses, he's like, Steve, we were doing when the pandemic hit, he goes, I sensed this morning program, the 7:30 program was incredible. You did all that. You're like, I can tell we should start something here because people are interested because you're a great listener. And that's what makes a great salesperson. You got to be a great listener. You don't talk. You're unbelievable listening. You start this class. And then it also becomes, you also have to love it too. It becomes a game for you to put things together and say, well, I can put these 4 kids here. I know I can put these 5 people here. And that's why he's fantastic. And I think if people listened 10% as much as he listens, they'd be super successful at sales. And if you learn how to sell, you'll always have a job. You'll always be able to make a living because sales is huge. You're going to say something?
No.
Okay. No, I was. But that is the key. I mean, I'm blown away by the way you can listen and understand the way things are moving and the way the business is going this way and we should do this and we should do that. So it's really impressive.
Wow. Thanks. That's a really nice compliment.
Look, it goes, wow. So contrary to popular opinion, I do listen and I do watch what you do. Because that was a very impressive thing, especially with some of those drills in the morning, how you noticed that and sensed it. And I think that's it. You got to be sense where people are at, and that's empathy, right? You're empathizing. Well, these people got to stay at home, and then they can get out here because they got to go online later, and we figured this out. That's huge. Changed everything because those morning classes weren't as booked because people got to go home with their kids, but we've netted out to the same because you figured out how to bring them in the morning.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. So I think the overall gist, since we have to end, we're running up on time, Santi, is I think branding is probably much more important for the long-term life of your club, and sales is a definite engine that needs to drive it day to day, but you need to brand more. You have to have, and for future purposes, if you want to talk about online and where advertising is and influencers, you have to have a brand name, because if you don't, no one's going to care. They're just going to commoditize you out. Again, Alexis is going to say, give me a tennis lesson. It's going to be from the most popular one. Anything else, Chris?
I think that's it.
Thank you for having you here. Thank you, Santi, for sharing your fashion history. I'll see you guys. Share it. Bye. Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.